Even if you fight a girl or a guy, it actually doesn't matter.
Males tend to do more power.
I've seen girls just come out and surprise guys very often.
Yeah, they're not to be underestimated.
My name is Yoshi Lee. I'm 22. I have been doing Muay Thai for coming up to 3 years now. Muay Thai is a martial arts sport. It's one of the oldest fight sports ever, and I think it's one of the most lethal ones.
I'm Mark the Hammer Castanini. This is my gym, Hammer's Gym, the home of Yoshi. As a fighter, Yoshi's a dedicated student. She's probably in the midway of my system.
So the way Hammer runs the ranking system, they're coloured singlets. So the first one is the novice one, which is white. That's where everyone starts off. And then it jumps to blue, red, and then it goes to yellow, which is the beginning of advanced, which is where I'm at. And then from then, you go to green, brown, and then finally you get to black. The first fight for me was one of the worst ones. I hated it, but at the same time I loved it because I learnt so much from that one fight. It was all of my sisters, so I have 3 sisters, and they brought my mum along as well. I don't know why they did that.
Before I been to see her, I think it's okay for boxing, but when I came to see the show, I scared, I don't like it. Yeah, so I tell her to stop. I say it's no good because you are a girl. If you hurt yourself, anything from the face is not nice. But she say it's okay, she like it. Then I have to listen to her.
There's so many things that I did wrong in that fight, so many things I did right, and there's always room for improvement. And that's the game. The game isn't the actual fight. The game is getting yourself better, reaching that extra level. And I think that's what kind of flipped my mentality around. I was like, oh yeah, it's all right. She got it this round. I'll get it the next one. My injury list is too long. It's too long. Torn muscles. I had a few, bruised and cracked ribs. I've broken my wrist. I've dislocated my kneecap. I've broken my ankle, which is probably the worst injury that I've ever had. It's my most recent injury as well. Copped a few concussions as well after my first fight. Went just straight into the face. Yeah, it's not good. I've had a few people go up to me and go, oh wow, that's such an aggressive sport, You must be an aggressive person. I think that's sort of the stigma that comes along with it.
When I was a young man, I was taught, you don't hit women, and there's a lot of traditional values and aspects around how you treat women, open doors and be a gentleman and all that. That's how I was brought up, and I make no apologies about that. But I brought that onto the training mat when I was doing the full contact karate, and I come up against a girl that was a black belt, and I suppose I took her rather lightly, and she shin kicked me across the neck as hard as she could, nearly knocked me out. And she looked at me and she goes, you give me your all. And in that one lesson I learned that on the training mat we're all equal, and you give everyone that same respect and you give everyone that same caution. I'll often put one of the girls that has a good ability in with the guy that perhaps thinks that because she's a female she doesn't possess the strength or the skills that they often do. I think it empowers the girl to know that she's able to handle herself, and I think it's a wake-up call to the guy, and it really levels their ego out, which then allows them to progress as well.
When I'm fighting or when I'm sparring, when I'm in class, when I'm doing Muay Thai, I'm not seeing myself any different from anyone else. I don't see them as genders and what they're more capable of. Yes, someone might be bigger than me, but that doesn't necessarily mean that they're less skilled or more skilled than me, and it's sort of what you can achieve when working with them together. When you're giving yourself everything that you've got. You can't hear anything. You're looking at things, but you can't really see anything. The only thing that you can really feel is your heart beating, the blood rushing through your arms and legs, and you can sort of just hear your breath going. You're living in that moment. The reason why I keep training and fighting is because for all the times that people have said to me, you can't do this, you're not capable of doing this, that's the reason why I'm fighting against it. Because I'm pushing myself to the limit. It's teaching me new things, it's challenging myself, and it's also showing people around me that I can do it. There's always a next level in challenging yourself, in bettering yourself. So I don't think you can really put a limit to where you're actually going to get. I would probably be training at this gym for quite a long time. I get the sense that, this is sort of like a second home for me.
She has a lot of power. Like her punches are fucking insane. Like when you landed a kick or a punch, you're like, yeah, fuck yeah.